everybody, Heather Donnelly here with another episode of Rowdies Weekly. The Rowdies are getting all prepared for their game on Saturday against the New York Cosmos, and joining me today is defender Neil Collins. Neil, you finally are back after sitting out for about a month with an injury. What was it like to be back and playing against Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, it's great. Anyone that knows any professional sportsman, they want to be playing out in the field. I've always been fortunate in my career that I've played regularly and I've not had to spend too much time on the sidelines, so it was tough. It was pretty frustrating, but maybe refresh me, having that rest, and it was great to be back. Really good game to come back into and a good team performance, so I enjoyed it.
During that time that you were out, you had to watch the games either in the stands, at the stadium, or on TV. Do you notice anything different from a game when you're watching like that as opposed to being on the field or even on the bench?
Sometimes it is good to take a step back and get the opportunity to watch the two home games. We obviously beat Puerto Rico and we won against, we drew against New York Cosmos, and they were good games, good team performances. It was good to just watch the other teams as well, kind of get an idea of the style that they play. Then the three games on television were pretty tough to watch. There were 3 bad defeats. But again, you learn something just from watching these games, and but it's much better to be playing, trust me.
What stood out to you in that game against Fort Lauderdale, just getting the win and picking up 3 points at home?
Yeah, coming back into the team and playing in a good team performance, that obviously sets the standard, and then we managed to get the 3 points. The last 10 minutes, I think we put so much effort into the game. We could have scored another goal. Thankfully we didn't lose one, so the 3 points were all important. From now to the end of the season, it's all about results. Performances will come and go, but hopefully we can get a steady form of results.
Well, this weekend you're traveling up to New York to take on the Cosmos. What's it going to take to get a result against them?
I think first and foremost we're going to have to be hard to beat. They're a good side. They've been challenging the last 2 or 3 years. They always seem to be up there for the championship, so we're going to need to be hard to beat. We've got some good players, we've got some good attacking options now, and the starting 11 in on the bench. So if we're in the game, I think we'll have a really good chance of getting 3 points.
The Rowdies have already played them twice this year. You were in that match in the spring, but then you obviously watched the one last month. So what have you learned about them in both of those games?
I think slightly different when you play them in New York on the basis of the playing surface. I didn't really particularly enjoy the game in New York because I thought the playing surface was pretty tough, something I wasn't very accustomed to. So I'm more prepared for that this time, and I'm looking forward to the challenge that brings with that. And they play their home field advantage well because they obviously get the opportunity of training on it and using it. But I think as a team, people like myself and Joe who have came and just experienced it for the first time, we're certainly more prepared for it this time.
Have you been watching any Olympics this past week?
Yes, I have. Unfortunately, I can't get the BBC out here, so I've got to watch it all heavily biased towards the USA. But it's still been good fun. Yeah, it's been good. I'm looking forward to the track and field starting. I think that's the best.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Neil.
No problem. Thank you.
Joining me now on Rowdies Weekly is head coach Stuart Campbell. Coach, coming off of last Saturday's win against Fort Lauderdale, how has this week been in training?
Yeah, it's been really good. Like I said, happy with the performance and happy with the result against the Strikers. It was an important 3 points for us. We've been looking forward to the game against the Cosmos. We've been fortunate enough to train on turf a couple of times this week, so hopefully that will help us in preparing for the game on Saturday night.
Looking back at that game against the Strikers, how were you guys able to pull off that win? What really made the difference in that game?
I think the guys done what we asked them to. We asked them to stand up and be big characters, to go out and get 3 points, and they certainly done that.
Neil Collins is joining us on Rowdies Weekly this week as well. He's back in the lineup, back from injury. How much does he help strengthen the back line?
Yeah, he does. Obviously, he's a very good player. He's very experienced. He's a leader. He's very vocal. He organises people around him, and like I said, he had a good week's training. It was a bit of a gamble, maybe chucking him straight back in, but because of the nature of the game against the Strikers, I wanted as many leaders on the pitch as possible, and he didn't disappoint. He came in and he performed really well.
Big game this weekend against the Cosmos. Knowing that you have yet to beat them this season, what can you do differently to change that on Saturday?
We've just got to keep doing what we do, and hopefully we get the benefit of a couple of refereeing decisions to go our way. Obviously there's been a lot a lot said about the two games that we've played against them so far, and rightly so. So we're really looking forward to the game. We're determined to go up there and get 3 points.
After that game on Saturday, you'll have a quick turnaround, then heading back on the road to Minnesota on Wednesday. How does that change the approach that you take to the week ahead?
Yeah, first and foremost, you look at the next game. We should obviously do the Cosmos, and then as soon as that's out of the way, we look to Minnesota, and we will definitely have to make some changes because it's a lot of travelling. It's two very tough games, so everybody has to be ready. There's going to be some players that are left behind in Tampa this weekend, but they'll be travelling to Minnesota, so they have to be ready. Everybody has to stay committed and be prepared and be ready to play.
Have you been watching any Olympics this past week?
Yeah, I have. I've had on in the background, so it's been really interesting to watch it. To sort of my daughters, they love the gymnastics, so they were delighted how well it's been going for the US.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
You can watch the Rowdies as they take on the New York Cosmos this Saturday with kickoff at 7 o'clock. The game will air live on One World Sports, and it will also stream live on AOL.com. Thanks again to Neil Collins and Stuart Campbell for stopping by Rowdies Weekly, and thank you for watching.